Hello, YouTubers out there. This is NHRA 1975. It's May 11th, 2021, and I've accumulated some completed tasks, so I thought I'd make a video of what's going on. First of all, the biggest delay I had was on this pump here, this power steering pump. I could not get it to seal, and basically what I'd be doing is putting it on the bench and just filling it with power steering fluid and see if it would leak. And it leaked quite a bit. So this is actually the second case I have of it. The meaning case is that part there, and then the pump's like inside it. And I went to the junkyard and luckily found another case like this. This case here has two ports on it, return ports, so they're harder to find. Anyways, yeah, so that was one heck of a thing, and it was an ordeal, but I finally got it to seal. I just don't like leaks. With my other car, the Monte Carlo, the drive car, I just was continually fighting leaks, so I just learned a few things over the years, and one of them is just to bench test things and as much as you can to make sure it doesn't leak, because when it starts, it's a pain in the neck. Anyway, so that was a big problem, but that's done for now. There's been no leakage from it whatsoever. And I put in new power steering lines. So the lines, all these three here are new. That's good. So once that was finally installed, I went ahead and yeah, look at this. It's starting to look like a truck. So yeah, that all this I put on the front clip, or I guess rad core support as you call it, and you probably can't tell, but there's new bushings in there. Me and my friend TC went down to Ogdensburg, New York, and got them just before everything closed down last year in March, and picked them up at our favorite store, NAC Logistics. And anyway, so yeah, it's got new, so it's in there nice and tight. After that, I got a good deal on this radiator here. So this is called, manufactured by a company called Spectre Radiator, and it's actually a Quebec company. If you're interested, and yeah, this is a heavy duty model they sell. It's the CU624, but I got a great deal on it. Someone had bought it new, and then they screwed up something on it. One of these ports here. You can tell those ports there, basically, but that's for the oil cooler, so it doesn't matter. The guy screwed up one of the threads on it. So, but I'm not using it, so it doesn't matter. I went ahead and also got new upper and lower radiator hoses, and a heater hose. The heater hose I might you got to reduce some of the size of this hose to create a restriction supposedly, so you don't hurt your heater core. But I'll do that later. And so yeah, and then I pressure tested the whole system using, I have a pressure tester, the whole cooling system, and it held at 14 psi, so there's no leaks. So the radiator, I was worried about taking a risk buying it used, and I got quite a good deal on it, and no, it didn't leak with the pressure test, so that's great. On to this. I also installed, mocked in the transmission oil cooler, I guess, and I'm going to be using these AN fittings and AN hose. Now the problem is the one that's on there now, I had bought this used unit here. Those aren't the proper hoses you need. They're called PTFE, Teflon lined hose, because it's a rubber hose. It doesn't go well with the transmission cooler lines, so I'll have to think about getting, unfortunately, a bunch of fittings for that. I did purchase some conversion fittings so far, so as you can tell, that shiny blue thing there changes that to an AN hose fitting. So, anyways, I just need to figure out how to get those. You can get them at hydraulic shops. This one specifically for the PTFE lines. We'll see what happens with that. So, what else? I also got the drive shaft redone. So you can see that drive shaft there, that's half of it. That drive shaft needed a lot of work, but now it's going to be able to bolt that in. Right there. So that was good. That's, you know, just I won't have to worry about that, and it's got balanced and everything, so it should be no problems, no issues. I also went ahead and bought some brake components. So I got rebuilt calipers, just painting them with this caliper paint I had handy. So I'll install the brakes. Rest of the front brakes, anyways, I have you know, new hoses and stuff. I also have shock absorbers for the front coil springs. So install those. I got Bosch brake pads, and I don't know if you guys have seen this, but when I bought it, the guy said I thought someone had returned them and left a rag in, but yeah, these I guess they're giving you a free rag, so that's nice. Anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna have to remove these. These are these monstrosities, but I had bought these a while ago, luckily, and I just got to. I had this thing in storage, this truck in storage, so to prevent it from rusting up, I just put a layer of grease. So I have to kind of take these off and get rid of all that, and I want to check and make sure the bearings are installed and all the other stuff in it. And probably forgetting some stuff, but this is the I just installed this the electric fan tonight. I need to get another one. This was that donation. The guy donated all these parts to me, anonymous donation, and I'm missing a fan motor, so I'll have to go to Kenny or pick a pull place, Kenny's U-pull, and get another motor, not a new one, but I'll have to get that. But this thing works. Check it out, guys. So yeah, this is like kind of the typical Ford Windstar fan setup. So that's actually the fan with not as much supposed CFM. This is the big one here. So I'll get to that fan at Kenny's one day or something. I think I have an extra core, because for the motor you need to bring a core in. I have one somewhere in the basement, so they charge a core charge for that. I also just fabbed up some bracketry here tonight. Went to Lucon Metals there, it's a place close by, and yeah, got fabbed up some brackets to hold the fan in. And yeah, so next up, basically, I'm gonna have to do the transmission cooler lines, because if you run the next thing, of course, would be to break in the engine. Meaning, really, what I'm going to be doing is breaking in the flat tappet camshaft, which is it's a kind of worrisome thing for a lot of people, because you can wipe out the lobe. So things have to be right. It has to fire up quickly and then be brought up to 2,000 RPM and stay at 2,000 RPM for 20 minutes, and then you've broken in the cam. Mostly the lifters are what you're breaking in, but it's critical, right? So that would be the next step. But if the transmission cooler has to be done, because what happens is if you don't have the transmission cooler set up, meaning the hoses and the return line and the exit line, you will get a huge leak. The pump will just pump transmission fluid all over the floor. Now, carburetor. So the carburetor on this, I'm running low right now. So anyways, I'm looking at one of my options is I could just simply take the carburetor off the dry car for temporary purposes and leave it on, and basically, get it enough that you can start the engine up and break in the cam, which even though it's a higher CFM carburetor, I'm not actually going to drive it very far. It's just simply to break in the engine, then maybe go around the block a few times, and then maybe further down the road get a proper carb for it. But I mean, it would work just fine for now, just to break in the cam and to actually drive it, you know, around the block or something. And later down, get the proper carb and everything else. But eventually I get some kind of carburation system on it for now. So that would be the one thing. I also got the, I don't know if you can tell, I got the setup for priming the oil, which is really important. So yeah, I'm gonna prime that. The primer's all set up there to prime the oil system, which is again really needed for the cam braking, because if you just don't do that, then there's no oil on a lot of components. And if you have a roller cam, maybe not so bad, but when you have that critical 20 minutes of failure, of possible catastrophic failure, you want to make sure you get the oil in. So that's all set up. I had to get another oil pump. I had to get another primer tool for that. But anyways, yeah, that's about it really for now that I can think of. So it's probably gone over 10 minutes here. But anyways, just keep chugging away, as I always say. And yeah, I don't know. Keep rocking in the free world. Okay, bye.